Jesus is speaking about the true sickness, and true sickness is sin. But how we can understand the sin? In taking the example of that woman, in taking the example next session of the paralytic person. But let us start understanding the situation of that woman. What was her sickness? You know anything about that kind of sickness? Yes? 12 years. And try to imagine her situation, not being able to speak about that for different reasons, and hiding herself, because once she will start speaking about her situation, how will be the reaction of other people? Yes, and especially for, you notice the first question was about the mentality of Jewish people. For them, when they discover a person with sickness, they start judging them, him or her, saying, he is sick because of his sin. And God punished him because of his or her sins. Very clear for the Jewish people. Then they were putting that person away, not being able to approach him because he is a sinner, that means he's unclean, and if you touch an unclean person, you become like him. Can you imagine her situation? She wasn't able to speak about her sickness then, and her sickness can lead her to death. That kind of sickness can lead a person, shway, bit by bit, to death. Then, Jesus is speaking about the true sickness. What's the true sickness? It's your sin. From her example, Jesus is teaching us and the Jewish people and everyone, the true sickness is your sin. And what kind of sin? Now we need to see. What kind of sin? Jesus here is speaking about a certain kind of sin. What kind? The secret sins. Hemorrhaging, it's a secret sickness. Then what kind of sin? The secret sins. You do a sin without telling anyone. And you keep it to yourself. And he mentioned 12 years. You notice the number 12 here? I will explain it, 12. He mentioned 12 years of sickness, and then the girl, 12 years. But what Jesus is trying to say, I'm coming to heal you especially from the hidden sin. You did that, you are doing a sin, you don't mention it to anyone, you keep it to yourself. But Jesus is pointing towards something. That sin, the hidden one, it's a sickness, and if you don't notice, that sin will lead you bit by bit to death, spiritual death, mortal. Will lead you to death. Death, spiritual death.
Is that hidden sin a mortal sin?
Hidden sin, 12 years, that's mortal one. Then you leave a sin, and I'm not giving example. If you want, I can give a lot of example. You leave a hidden sin, no one is knowing about it, and it's going inside you, and it's attacking you, that sin. And bit by bit, like that woman, she was going towards death.